Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. You know what time it is. It is Maniac Tuesday. What is going on? Highway Jack with the Tin Man. Going to give him a new nickname. Angry American Radio right here in your face. Oh, we didn't get started on the radio. Here, let's do this again. There we go. Welcome in. We're finally across the board on the app, on the web, on the internet. Angry American Radio. Highway Jack with you. And the Tin Man co-piloting.
Only you.
You asked for it, man.
I didn't ask for anything.
Sounded like a good thing to me. We're dinging.
What's the thing about going on here?
I've got YouTube ready to play, and we are truly deplorable. We are like the Trumpster. We are sniffling fools. So I guess you can go ahead and put us on the cocaine train with the alleged Trumpster. You know,
I just don't have the money he's got to buy it.
I know. I said I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, but I said, well, all the medicine didn't do any good. Maybe I should try some coke. And I said, wait a minute, I can't afford that.
I tried it one time. Them darn ice cubes were rough going on.
Oh man, I tell you, we had mentioned having some guests in and some things come up, so that's all good. And the phone lines will open after the first break, and we'll get that going. But the debates, man. Oh my gosh, the whole thing with Trump and his comment. Oh man, what did you think about that?
Man, I have to agree that most, and I'm not going to say all, because I know there are good people that really do hold comments like that, but most men talk like that. It's not really that we're doing it to disgrace women or what have you, but I've said it. You've said it. I mean, it's not like
what I've said it.
Yeah, I know you have.
Are you sure about that?
I guarantee it. You just didn't get recorded.
Let me tell you something. I posted on there. A young lady had commented about it, and she said that she was getting all kind of static and hate from her girlfriends, and they told her that if her husband talked like that, then she didn't know who she was married to. And she was literally really upset, and she messaged me about it and asking about it. And I was like, I commented back, and I don't remember whose page it was on, if it was on Lady Liberty's or somebody's, but it's like, let me tell you something. Men talk that way. And men of all ages, males of all ages, we say some crude stuff, but you know who says worse stuff than we do?
Oh, women.
Man, come on.
But, and somebody made the comment, said, 80 million copies of
50 Shades of Grey. I bet you're going there.
Mm-hmm. Was sold. 80 million copies. And unless
here's the thing about that. They said that the defense that the libs had about that was that was it was consensual sex. Okay, I'll grant her that. Let's give them that. Let's say you can have that one.
Okay.
But it was consensual, degrading sex, which the girl mentioned while in the movie, in the book, and everything else. So, let's see. The capture-esque moment of the whole debate was that Bill's Clinton look when Trump brought it out. If that was not an oh shit look, you have never seen one.
Oh shit.
She's going to put us both in jail.
Uh-huh.
And this comes so funny because I think it was Alan West or somebody, way greater than we are in the media context. Not greater than we are as men. We're great men. But brought up about his library, which we talked about last week. The Clinton library and his little penthouse room and him getting 20-year-olds rubbing his feet. And when I heard that, God, I wish I could remember. It was Alan West or somebody of greater stature, along those lines in the media realm. And I was like, holy crap, we put that out last week, and now it's come around and people are checking us out. But the comments that Trump had made was really, were they lewd? Yeah, they were lewd, but were they anything any woman that any other man has not said about a woman at any point in time?
Well, and no. It's just like I said, just because I say it yeah, it may not be the right thing to say, but am I really directing it? And am I in a literal sense bashing women? No.
No, you're being a guy.
That's what I'm trying to say. And
Your testicles have dropped, and now you.
I think they have. Let me check.
I mean,
it's men.
Well, here's the thing that really gets me about this video. Actually, I was going to play that clip. Let me find this real quick. I want to share something with you guys. Now, this is when we talk about liberal mindset. And I don't even know, that's kind of like an oxymoron, like military intelligence, when you say liberal mindset, because there really isn't anything to really talk about. When
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's kind of drawn a blank, you know. Hang on just a second, boys and girls. I appreciate you guys on the app. And if you're on the app, you should be able to hear this as well as on YouTube. And also share it with your friends off the Angry American page. Please do. But I want to share some liberal thinking with you. And I don't do that very often, but, you know, I figured let's be fair. Let's give the liberals a moment of sunshine right here.
Have you read any of the comments that,
man,
Hillary has made to people to their face, talking about them or, talking to them?
All right. Yeah. And we're going to go over that. But let's see. All right, I've muted this. Let me back it up. And I don't know exactly where this is going to come in. This is a InfoWars, which I'm while they have some content that's pretty good, good stuff, they are, let's admit, they're on the right-wing conspiracy theorists. They are. But this young man goes out, and I wish I had let me find her. She shared, and when I say she, I'm speaking of Lady Liberty, who I hope you feel better, young lady. I read that you were not feeling very well today, so I hope you're feeling better. And
talking about them being more toward the conspiracy theory side, it's one of those. If somebody walked up to me and said, "Here's proof of the things that they said is truly going on," I wouldn't go, "Oh my God, I'm shocked." I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
yeah, I mean, but it's out there. I mean, it's not, and here's the thing, when you're talking about conspiracy theorists and stuff being debunked, as Hillary wants to keep saying she's debunked everything. She says, go to her website. And I'm like, wait a minute, you want me to go to your website and you're going to tell me what Trump has said that's true or false? Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, yeah. It kind of looks like that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to go back to my original, my post that I shared, because Lady Liberty had the shorter version, but we'll just go with this one. Let's see where this comes in, guys. Bear with us. You're going to really get a kick out of this. I promise you. Hopefully a commercial didn't come up.
You're very good at...
I'm all right.
No.
You want to warn your friend about me before he does this?
We saw.
Yeah, he's already been warned that this guy is going to report and rip him a new one.
Owen Schroyer from Infowars.com, dominating out here, as my friend here just said. Why do you have this sign, sir?
Because I'm very much against Trump and everything he stands for.
Okay, so what exactly does your sign mean, though? Love Trump's hate.
Well, I feel like Donald Trump does a lot of things that could be construed as evil, and I don't like that. And obviously,
can you name one?
All right, let me.
How about the video that was just released?
Oh my
From
God,
1995?
Really?
That was not 1995. That was
2005?
2005, not 1995.
Okay, well, so you don't talk about that with your friends, when you're out?
No.
You've never said anything like that?
No, why would I?
Okay, well, this man is perfectly good on.
All right, wait a minute. Let me put this for our people listening on the app. They ask, would he ever say anything like that about women? All right, first off, he's got a love Trump hates sign. And if you saw the guy, yeah, he probably wouldn't say that about a woman, because she would probably slap the crap out of me. You just got to check it out. Check out the video on the page, but I'll go ahead. Let me continue with the video.
Probably doesn't say anything about women.
No, he
feminine himself.
Well, his friend tried to warn him. So we'll continue with the commentating here. Listen up.
Honorable gentleman, so I admire that. So don't you think it's ironic, though, that there's all these people out here that hate Trump holding up a Trump's hate sign?
What do you mean? Love Trump's hate.
Yeah, but you hate Trump.
Obviously, yeah, I don't like him.
So, but you're promoting love while you're hating a guy.
How can you support Trump? I just don't.
Because I want to save America, personally.
By how? By
well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. How about this? How about this? Oh, my gosh. Here's the thing. There are bigger issues
All right, wait a minute. You guys bear with it. You got to hear this. I'm telling you, the money shot, it's coming. Hang in there.
Issues than Trump's rhetoric. Bill Clinton is a rapist. So if you vote for Hillary Clinton, you're putting a rapist in the White House again. But here's consensual. He settled multiple rape cases, sir. But here's my thing.
He's not running for president. I believe this is Hillary.
Do you want a rapist in the White House?
Hillary is running for
president. Do you want a rapist in the White House?
Hillary is running for president.
So is Bill not going to go to the White House then?
Bill will be in the White House, but Hillary.
So do you want a rapist in the White House?
Donald Trump would be in the White House if he won.
Do you want a rapist in the White House?
Hillary is running for president.
You're not answering the question. Do you want a rapist in the White House?
Typical liberal.
Bill is not a rapist.
Settled multiple rape cases.
Hillary is running for president. What do you not get about that?
Do you want a rapist in the White House?
Hillary is running for president.
Won't answer the question.
Why is this an issue about Bill? This is
Well, you made it an issue about women. You made it an issue about women. So if you're going to call out Trump's rhetoric against women, why don't you call out Bill's actual rape?
Because Bill has nothing to do with this election. This is Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump.
Bill has nothing to do with this election. He's campaigning for Hillary. He's Hillary's wife.
We're not talking about
Hillary's wife.
This should be about Trump's policies versus Hillary's
I
policies.
agree. Let's go with that.
Videos are being released that are showing what type of man Donald Trump is.
All right, hold on.
Specifically, I'm referring to the video from 2005.
What do you think about the email leaks that show who Hillary really is?
I don't care.
What?
Listen.
What?
Trump said on this video that he likes kissing pretty women and that
You don't?
I do.
Sir, can I finish?
You like kissing ugly women?
Excuse me.
He's
Can I
afraid
finish
of
the
women.
statement, please. Thank you. I don't appreciate that either.
All right. Well,
What I was saying was Donald Trump said on the video, you can grab a woman by their pussy. Do you support that? Because you just said you support
I
Donald
support
Trump.
his policies.
But how can you say you support Donald Trump?
Hillary Clinton has said racist things.
All right, hold on.
She's called black people super predators. Why don't you talk about that? Email leaks
ding,
have
ding,
shown how Hillary Clinton has called her own supporters dumbasses.
Donald Trump
Like you.
said that Mexicans
Like you.
are rapists and murderers.
Never said.
All right, I'm going to stop the video right there because the guy, you can watch it on the thing. But here's the point. This guy, and I'm assuming a guy, I'm just going with that. If he's woman, then, whatever. But, and I'm trying to be really nice because I don't think his testicles have dropped, quite honestly. But he never answers a question. And he is taking out of context, just like Hillary has done so good at getting people to do. In that release that Trump did where he talked about a woman, he never said that he would go around grabbing or raping women. He never said that.
No.
He said that being famous, they would allow you to do that. He didn't say that he was doing it. That's what really gets me is, again, what did I call it? Liberal logic or lack thereof. This is the kind of guy, and this video is 7 minutes long, boys and girls. I implore you to go watch it because it really gets dumber because right now he's only talking to one idiot. The whole conglomeration of the college kids around him join in on this. And he asked a simple question. Name one thing that Trump has done so bad. Crickets. They could not. All they can do is parrot what they're hearing Hillary say. And I mean, we have got to just, if I was Clinton, I would run Trump, I would run every Clinton ad that Obama ran in 2008. I would blast it because he tore her a new one across the board. And he did. And, when he did call her out, he said, let's just go back with what Obama said. And he said, and you talk about your good friend, Michelle, and I mean, guys, wake up, man. Check this stuff out. I've said it, and I said it in a live feed video. You have got to blast your social media because today's world, that's where people get their info.
Well, back then, Michelle said that if you can't run your own house, you damn sure can't run the White House.
Yeah, I mean, and Obama, and I've shared video after video after video from Obama in 2008 where he blasted her, said you can't trust her. She's a liar. I mean, he wailed on her. And, I'm just curious in this next debate, because let's face it, this last debate, town hall meeting, it really wasn't a debate. It was a chance for them to banter back and forth about each other's character. And that's exactly what they did. They did not talk much on substance of their politics. They went back and forth, although the best line in the whole debate across every real news media was, when Hillary was talking about, well, thank God Donald didn't have his finger on the ability of whatever, however she termed it, of the law. And he said, because you would be in jail.
Yes,
that was the biggest punch in the whole so-called debate. It wasn't much of a debate. It was just, it was kind of embarrassing for America to have that go back and forth. But, she took Michelle's quote, when they go low, you go high. Well, when you're battling a Clinton, when they go low, you got to go lower, because they have dug some deep graves. And I mean, you got to get out there and just hammer time on them and just pass it to them. I mean, you can't let them slide. You give Hillary an inch, man, and she's going to take 100 miles. I mean, just like everybody that's died off around her, the media doesn't cover that. They don't cover. And you talked about, excuse me, the things that she had said in the past. I mean, some of the stuff, matter of fact, I'd posted it on our Angry American page. I mean, you talk about some nasty stuff. That woman is not nasty. I mean, just absolutely vile stuff.
Oh yeah, she's horrible.
I mean, it's kind of, and here's the thing, the stuff, I mean, he used the P word, we'll call it. We'll try to keep it clean. But, I mean, I can't even, this stuff I have to post because I don't even want to, repeat it, quite honestly.
And it wasn't just from one person.
No, these are multiple books.
That's what I'm saying. And it's from several different authors of several different books, and they all say the same type stuff.
Well, Rob Kessler's Inside the White House.
Absolutely.
He had plenty of stuff. America Vita by Christopher Anderson is quoted in here. The book called The First Partner is quoted in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Agent in Charge from FBI Gary Aldridge.
It's not one person coming out and saying, "Oh, well, I witnessed her saying this." It's numerous people in numerous different books. It's not like 4 or 5 guys sitting around the table going, "Yeah, I've heard her." No.
We heard what Clinton said. I mean, what Trump said. But all right, I'm going to put this out there as cleanly as I can. This is a quote. It's by Ronald Kessler, Inside the White House. It's on page 243 of his book. And I'm going to try to say this as clean as I can. But you tell me, forget that Bill has been, dealt with. I mean, we know he's a rapist, okay? Hillary walks up to Bill, quote, as clean as I can put it, "Come on, Bill. Put your pecker up. You can't bang her here." That's that's the cleanest version as I can get that, because she's very, let's just say,
Well, I've read it, and I know she didn't use that P word that you just used. She used the
D word. She used she was dropping the D, and he said that he couldn't F her there. I mean, blatant, boom, right there in front of folks. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, it was like her going through the, and I believe it was a governor's match, and where this one happened, where she asked the, I guess it was a state trooper there at the governor's match, and where the
GD flag was?
Not that where one? Where she was looking.
So she's got Bill. So many that.
Oh yeah, she was looking for Bill one time, and she asked him where that
pecker sucker was.
Exactly.
But that's not what she said.
Yeah, exactly.
It was something.
She used that C word,
like a rooster, I think is what. That's cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah.
That rooster sucker was. And so it's
hard to try to keep this clean when you're talking about Clinton, guys. You have no
just break out and start saying it. But I mean, you look at this, the crap that she does, and people go, "Oh, well, it's okay," but you let Trump do it once, and oh hell, it's over. It's over. And that's what. And I got so mad about it Friday when all this came out, that one of the local talk show hosts, who I cannot stand. I used to listen to him, can't stand him anymore, came out and said, "Oh, it's over. It's over for Trump. He might as well just give up now. It's over," because of what he said.
Well, do you know, speaking of what he said and how it was strategically, let's face it, it was strategically dropped. Do you know who is the top person that they think dropped it?
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think it is?
Oh, the GOP establishment.
But in particular, do you know who has actually been labeled as dropping it?
No.
Paul.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt that.
He's also the first one that come out and said, "Hey, I'm not going to have anything else to do with."
Yeah, I'm done with
and
it.
Then he said, "Well, I'm gonna not promote him, but I'm still going to vote for him." I mean, the GOP has got to get their head out of the sand.
They're all mad. Every one of them are mad. You go look at the things that the Bushes are doing. George H.W. has said, "I will vote for Hillary." Laura Bush has come out and said, "I will vote for Hillary. I won't vote for him." Now, one of George W. and Laura's daughters, Barbara, has been seen at a Hillary rally taking pictures.
You got to be kidding me.
Huma Abedin, and they're all supporting Hillary because the establishment GOP, regardless of people, if people
because he's going to dump their apple cart over.
Exactly. The establishment GOP and the liberal Democrats are all one big happy family behind closed doors. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and the truth of the matter, that's reality. That is reality, because what are they about? They're about greenbacks and making money.
Yeah, they're all about their money for themselves.
You know,
go look at it.
That is the problem. And Trump has already said, hey, I don't need your money. I've got mine. And I loved it when he called Hillary out and said, hey, why don't you dump 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, anything into your campaign? She doesn't have to. Why? Because she's already been bought and paid for.
Well, it's just like she said. I mean, just like he said, all of these big donors, and he brought it up in the debate. He said, okay, why, when you were a senator, why did you not close these tax loopholes that you are bashing me for using? I did it legally.
Keyword.
You did not close these loopholes as a senator. You did not do it because your donors are using the same
that thought. We'll be right back. Your phone goes off.
It ain't nobody. It's a damn out of state number. Oh.
You gotta love. Oh, and speaking of, and we'll kick this. We got a minute here. James T, one that we like a lot. He started trying to multitask his show. Have you seen that?
Yeah, you told me. I haven't.
Oh my God, the poor guy's having such a tough time. I mean, they got a real so-called radio station that's on regular media, not internet, where we can get away with doing stuff we do. So he's limited there. So he tries to mix it in. Dude's having a rough time.
He's in Tucson, Arizona, by the way. I looked at radio station.
Yeah,
and it is on TuneIn Radio, the app, his radio station. So you could sit and listen to his radio station.
I tried to listen to it today, but they were having broadcast problems big time. Like, we don't have that
because we're not broadcasted.
No, I mean, as far as our app goes, I'm saying
right.
Our app actually works, and he's finding out the troubles and tribulations of trying to make that happen.
You need an app right here.
Can't understand it.
I couldn't either.
All right, boys and girls, you're back. Highway Jack and the Tin Man. I'm liking that, man. I'm digging that.
Yeah.
I'm digging that, man. Because you're squeaking all the time. Or no, actually, you're squawking. You're squawking. All right, callers have been asking when they can call in. Oh, I got to make sure. I don't know that the lines are open.
You won't ever be able to figure that phone out.
I know,
an
man.
iPhone.
It's not. I took a bite out of the apple, baby, and once you take a bite out of the apple, Jack, you don't go back.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Lord.
All right, we were speaking about was the GOP and the apple cart.
The establishment. I mean,
what people don't understand is these are all they get. Lobbyists, what their salary is nothing compared to what they get from the lobbyists. That's kind of like getting a football deal in an NFL as like 13th string or whatever, and you land, which your salary is, $100,000 or whatever.
I'm a professional football player and I make $100,000 a year, but I got $17 million in advertising
and endorsements. Right. So, I mean, their money comes from lobbyists, and that's where it's at. And that's why
that ought to be illegal. Sorry.
Should be. It should be. It absolutely should be.
But here's the thing. These people make the darn laws. Who's going to make it illegal?
Well, but that goes back to what you said about Trump. He said, I use the tax laws you, after 30 years, had in place for your buddies. What about her not releasing, although they did nail her a little bit on her speeches to Goldman and Sachs, and bam, shot her right down and said, you have one thing you say in front of Goldman and Sachs, which is how you really feel and what you're really going to do for Wall Street. And then you've got this crap that you sell on the street to the average Joe, because the average Joe doesn't know any better.
Well, she used a typical Clinton line. If I recall correctly, I was talking about Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my God. And Miss Debbie put a great post on the Angry American. Did you see that? He was like, wait a minute, she's going to blame that lie on me? Honest Abe. Although, Trump hammered her too. He's like, wait a minute, you're going to blame Honest Abe for a lie that you perpetrated, that you come out of your mouth?
Yes. God,
oh man, I'll tell you, it just, the stuff that rolls, and it's amazing, because I've been reading more liberal crap lately to try to get, where they come from. And one of our listeners out there had posted today that they were fed up with trying to talk to liberals, that it was like talking to a drunk. It made no sense, which is unfortunately true. But we do continue to fight the good fight. We can't roll over. You can't do that, people. I know it pisses you off and you just want to go throat punch somebody, and slap them around, but you can't do that. You have to try and educate these people to what all this stuff means. And, it's tough to do. It's really tough.
Oh God. I just read something you're going to be. Another WikiLeaks bombshell.
Well, now, is it WikiLeaks or is it MSNBC saying WikiLeaks is false?
This is coming straight off Rush Limbaugh's page.
Oh, well.
1 hour ago. Another WikiLeaks bombshell, but this one points directly to who? George W. Bush.
Well, and he's got a lot of stuff out there against him too.
And like I said, they're all big buddies behind the closed doors. When they come out in public, oh no.
There was a lot of stuff. If you really dig, there's a lot of stuff between George W. and Bill. A lot of stuff transpired. That was no secret.
Oh, I know.
Their famous thing is, like you mentioned several shows ago, was they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars for memoirs, but yet they're famous.
They can't remember shit.
They don't say they can't remember. I don't recall. Yeah, I recall you're a lying wench. And, America, here's the thing, her live feed today, I don't remember where she was at. And God knows I try to watch this stuff just to hear what the banner on the other side of the aisle is. But of course, they've got a narrowly focused, you YouTube folks can see this, a narrowly focused camera on her. And she says, and you guys out there in overflow, glad you can hear us. And I'm thinking, and it just lit up on her live feed. Show us this overflow. Show us overflow. This is, and I put in there, this is total BS. There is no over. So apparently whoever was handling the live feed, was seeing these comments. Well, so they backed the camera up. And here's what happened. When they backed the camera up and started to get a wider view, all of a sudden it was empty spots on the outside of the camera. I mean, like real quick. So they stopped the camera right there and hold it for a second. What happens when Trump has a show going on and
they can't put everybody in
tens of thousands of people? It is unbelievable the amount of people that show out for Trump. As we've said time and time again, they have lines around the building.
Yeah, he's putting 8,000 people in a 6,000 seat arena. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, and people just dying to get in. I shouldn't use that because people are dying from Clinton, but
they're dying to vote for.
Yeah. Which I forget what state it was, and I don't know. I didn't research this, and I'll just say this, and kind of given the facts that we deal with today, I think it's probably got some validity to it. But they claim that they've already found voting ballots by the boxes with her name on them. It wouldn't surprise me, but given the fact that it was Pennsylvania that Obama won by like 118% last election go round against Romney. That's typical, but we as American people have got to say enough already, and put a stop to this crap.
Well, and I told somebody just this week, yesterday, since that's the only day of the week that we've had besides today,
Sunday.
Well, I didn't do nothing on Sunday. Sunday. But I told
we have a caller.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to hang on a minute.
Hey, hello. You're on the air with Highway Jack and the Tin Man.
Did you hang up on him?
No, I'm waiting. Caller, are you with us? All right. Well, maybe they'll call back. I did not hang up on you. It was not error on my part. Unlike Hillary, if it is, I'll admit it. But no.
But I mean, I was telling somebody this week. I said, they were talking about early voting, and absentee ballots and early voting should stop. Should stop.
Oh, I agree. All right, I'm going to try this again. We'll see what happens. Okay, me and this phone are not getting along. All right, I've got the caller's number here. 2 missed calls. We're going to call the caller.
Call the caller.
Call the caller.
Call the caller.
I say we are.
You don't know how to operate that thing. So, early voting, absentee ballots should stop because that is such an easy way to
What
cheat.
about online voting?
Cheating. All of it's cheating. If you don't go and cast your vote in person on election day, sorry, you don't get to vote. The only exception there are our military that are not in the states. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, people that oh gosh, I think it was Ohio already, and this was a month ago, already had 500,000 absentee ballots, and they were not military related.
Well,
500,000 people, really?
And I would like to have the time, first of all, to do it. But I would love to sit down and do some research on those 500,000 people, and actually get a name, and just go through and scroll through death certificates and see how many of them are dead.
All right, let's see. We got a caller on the line. Highway Jack and the Tin Man.
Well, Tinny, Highway Jack, Bob.
What's going on, Bob?
Bob and Captain Morgan calling in to the
Yes,
Angry
sir.
American Radio Show.
Stop that.
You said it.
Well, yeah, I said it, and I meant it.
Oh, well, okay then. Bring it on.
I told you I had some shit I wanted to say.
Well, say it.
But you've already said it for me. Goddammit. Excuse me. I'm
Such
sorry.
the captain. I think the captain's speaking right now.
We'll start calling him Bob Trump with that trash mouth.
I knew him when he was enlisted. But anyway, flies on Hillary's face is attracted to bullshit.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That may have been a horsefly. It might have been attracted to horse shit.
Such language.
I just wanted to. I missed your last couple of weeks, but I just wanted to say I agree with everything you say. However, I still want to promote the 22 suicides a day committed by veterans. That 22 push-up challenge. That really doesn't mean that means something, but it really doesn't mean anything. It's a thought. And I just wanted to promote the idea that 22 veterans a day is too much for committing suicide for serving their country. Along with that, I'm on my second 22 push-up challenge, and thanks to you, Jack, and several other people have pulled me from the dark edge, and I look forward to watching you guys on Tuesday on the feed, and I can't agree with you guys more. I don't know if you've noticed that it was a subtle distraction, but when Hillary was doing her her commentary on the last debates that Donald was always in the background.
Oh yeah, he got several liberal commentators have made mention of him trying to make her feel uneasy and all that stuff. But to her defense, she pretty much did what she does to the rest of America. She just ignored him.
Exactly. However, I would rather have somebody in the White House, not necessarily in the background, but making a presence. And whether you're grabbing somebody's genitals, it's all locker room talk. I've spent some time as a bartender. You would not. You may know that some of the bar talk out of women is worse than men.
Oh, that's what Tim and I said earlier. I mean, realistically, women say, as lewd stuff. I'm not going to say outright more crude because men can be pretty crude, but yeah, women definitely. And most women that are truly paying attention, they know that it's just as bad.
Yeah, no, and actions speak louder than words. May I mention Benghazi? And period.
Well, now Trump did do pretty doggone good when she said that it was 3 a.m. and she made the mistake of answering Twitter feeds at 3 a.m. but she couldn't answer the phone to Benghazi, so he did call her out on that one too.
Exactly. I was halfway into the debate process, watching it on TV. Was getting ready to turn it off because I was tired of all the crap. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. And we have to live with it. I'm a Trump supporter.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on the fact what's going to happen is what's going to happen, but I'm going to have to for our listeners out there, have to let them know that also when Trump brought all those women in and started talking about Bill's sexcapades, you have to understand most millennials, that was a slap in the face, an eye opener. They were not aware of all that stuff because that's before they were even out of diapers. I mean, they had no clue. Now, whether they choose to believe that or not is really left up to what we do out here in the media to push the fact that that is true. He did pay $850,000 to try to settle a rape case out of court. So those kind of things, we still have to push the truth. You can't give up on the truth.
Yes, no, I totally agree. However, when he brought up the point of why don't you put up 10, 20, $30 million of your own money to support your campaign, that was a bullet, and it did not miss.
No, I totally agree with that. Matter of fact, unless you got a really strong point you want to make, I've got a video clip I'm going to play relating to a Clinton lie. So don't want to cut you off. If you got a point you want to stick out there in the angry American world, let us know. Other than the fact that you are a strong advocate for the 22 push-up challenge, and we appreciate you doing that without a shadow of a doubt.
And that's what the point I wanted to make. And I agree with your program. And let me get back to the YouTube feed so I can watch you during commercial break.
Well, thanks so much for calling in, Bob. And we do appreciate your service and all that you do to help everyone else out there, fighting the good fight.
Well, Tim, I appreciate your service, your EMT service, and Jack, I appreciate your promoting what you promote, and I'm proud to call you quote unquote friend on Facebook. So,
well, we appreciate that. We definitely do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ciao, my friends.
All right, my man. Have a good one.
See you, Bob.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of, I do have, this is, let me unmute a very valid point to my man earlier, that our liberal friend that we listened to that said, Clinton's emails he didn't care about. Let's see if we can get this.
This is my man right here.
Oh yeah, Trey Gowdy is the bomb dropper.
I
mean, they ought to just call him MC Hammer because he's hammer time all the time, man.
I truly hope that if Trump does get this election, that he appoints him either onto the Supreme Court or as the AG.
That would be great. Any position Gowdy got, he would just surpass any previous persons in that. But I got a minute clip I want you guys to listen to, and if you have questions about the Clinton email scandal, well, this might help you out.
Bring it on.
Received any classified information over her private email. Was that true?
Our investigation found that there was classified information sent.
So it was not true.
Right. That's what I said.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a little shorter answer. So
call me. Wrap it up.
Here quite as long. Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails, either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. There were a small number of portion markings on, I think, 3 of the documents.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
No, there was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
What? Thousands not returned? Say it ain't so.
No, Comey's lying. Clinton would never lie.
Well, Comey, he was a nervous man. I'm sure that they put the squeeze on him just like they do everybody else. But everybody says, well, liberals, and again, I've been really kind of watching their pages after this last town hall debate, and they're like, well, yes. And this one cat, he has all her scandals listed, and he says, found not guilty, lack of evidence, and all these lines. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, dude, you've got somebody running for president that's got over 24 scandals, and you're going to tell me there's no guilt in there?
And that's the thing. Okay, so you investigate the same guy 24 different times for murder. Chances are, at some point, he actually committed murder, or either that, or he's just in a bad place.
Either that, or you're going to get your pants pulled down and spanked because they're going to put a lawsuit on you so much for harassment.
Exactly.
But has Clinton done that? No. Now, you want to know why these emails did not result in her going to prison? It's pretty simple. Guess who emailed her on this unclassified server?
Oh, Obama did.
Absolutely.
And
well, bam.
And not only that, he used a fictitious name in doing that.
Oh, now that I haven't heard.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, that I haven't heard.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Well, wait a minute. Was he using Barry Soros or something?
He was actually using a code name because he knew that the server was not legit.
Well, but here's the thing. We don't even really, do we know his real name? I mean, in all honesty, because we've got foreign college documents, paperwork where he has foreign aid. We have video proof of himself saying he was born in Kenya. The list goes on and on. And yes, today's show, boys and girls, although Angry Americans have a lot of different stuff that we're angry about, we definitely were devoting this to the debates. As much as I say they were not really debates, it was more of a character slander more than anything else. But we got about a minute and a half left to go before we go to our next commercial. And the Tin Man is typing away faster than I've ever seen him type. And that's
very
really
slow.
Talking about,
I'm trying to think of how to word this to find it.
He's more henpecked than he's pecking, but did I say that?
Well, yeah, both.
Yeah, I thought so.
Both.
But to Bob's references, yes, please pay attention to your friends out there that have prior military service. And if you think there's something going on in their minds, lend them an ear. No question about that. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to be right back with you. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending your Tuesday nights with us here. Angry American Radio, Highway Jack, and the Tin Man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man.
Only you.
You got to have a sense of humor. I mean, in today's world anyway, right?
The Hill reported Obama used fake address when emailing Clinton.
The Hill. Was that Over the Hill?
Over the Hill.
All right.
Yeah. How long we got?
We're on break.
All right. President Barack Obama.
Although actually it didn't drop into commercial for some reason. What happened? All right, now I was dogging James T out, and now I'm
You're done it. It's all your fault. Bobby done screwed up. I know you can hear me. President Barack Obama used a fake name and address while communicating with Hillary Clinton via email when she was the Secretary of State, according to the FBI documents.
The female body inspectors? Kind of did. Not music, radio.
There's another one. Look at there.
Are you a happy camper? 10 man's a happy camper?
I'm happy.
I don't believe it.
I'm not really.
The people watching and hearing probably think we did jump on the Trump coat.
Oh.
You know, snorting away.
There we go.
All right, you're back live with Angry American Tuesdays right here. All right, here's a good one, a good post that was put up on Angry American Radio. Whenever you're afraid to swim out in the ocean, that's right, when you're afraid to get your toes wet, just remember you're statistically more likely to be killed by Hillary Clinton than by a shark. I hate, I don't like swimming in the ocean with sharks, but, been there, done that, gotta say.
All right, Newsmax reported, matter of fact, reported today, or maybe it's just on Newsmax today. I don't know because I looked it up. The Hill reported, let me find the date on this thing. Friday, 23rd September 2016. Obama used fake address while emailing Clinton, and this story goes on to say that President Barack Obama used a fake name and address while communicating with Hillary Clinton via email when she was Secretary of State, according to FBI documents.
I don't doubt that. I mean,
and here's the thing: why? Why would you do that? Because that you're not supposed to be doing it.
That, and plus he is, President of the United States. I don't, not making excuses for that guy by any stretch of the means, but if somebody's hacking email and they see, President of the United States, Barack Obama, whatever, then obviously they're going to go for the gusto on it. But
if it was the president talking to the Secretary of State, I believe that I would be using a secure server, not a.
You mean one of those that's got a C thing classified?
Yeah, one of those. I mean, use what you're supposed to use. It's secured, not a dab. And that's the thing. I don't disagree with you. Hackers are going to look and say, "Oh, well, it's the president. Let's see what he's got to say." But you should not be on an email server that is
unsecured.
Period. So do what you're supposed to do, and then you don't have to worry about that. Then you can use your real name because people aren't going to be able to hack it.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I mean, the fact that she had a unsecured, non-classified email server, that in itself, bar none, jail time. But we've already talked about why she didn't get.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and somebody said, what do you do to her? My opinion, she should be in prison at the least.
Well, here's the thing. We mentioned the establishment a little bit earlier, and I don't know. I think we might have mentioned it before we actually got the show started, talking about, we're all any Republican and red-blooded male American that is, not a liberal, checks out what Tommy Lauren has to say. And I wish she would call herself Tommy. Her name is spelled like it should be Tommy, but anyway.
It's Tommy.
I know it's Tommy, and I really, whatever. But for a 24-year-old, I believe it is, millennial, she is on point.
She is.
But I'm curious now that Glenn Beck, and again, I don't know if we spoke about this on air or if this was prior to going on, Glenn Beck is not standing behind Trump. Here's the thing. Anytime, and this goes back to even what James T was saying, and to what I've said in the past and what you said, anybody that's not supporting Trump, there's a reason. They're scared.
Oh yeah.
And they're not afraid of him pushing a button. They're afraid he's going to take money out of their pocket.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he pointed out, yes, I used the interest rollover. What do they call that tax break? I don't make that much money, but it's where they can carry multiple millions and billions of dollars.
He called it something.
Excuse me, of carried interest.
Carried interest.
Carried interest is what it is. And they that way avoid paying certain taxes. They still have to pay, the income taxes and crap like that. But he did it legally, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. The interest laws, I mean, I would have loved for him to look at Anderson Cooper when he was bashing him about that and said, let me ask you, Anderson, do you take all the legal tax breaks you're allowed to take? I mean, that would have been zero, end of story, because his answer would have definitely been yes.
Well, and everybody does, number one. But number two, okay, let's say the man did not pay federal income tax because he lost $1 billion. Who loses $1 billion in a year? Oh, first of all, no. Okay, let's go back and how many people?
Well, a man that makes multiple billions of dollars.
Exactly. All right, so let's go back and say, all right, how many people does he employ?
Well, I think we equated it, not counting.
No, I'm talking about him himself.
Him himself
is
22 to 32, depending on what properties and stuff he has open. 1,000.
Okay. 32,000 people.
Right.
Okay. Figure up the average salary of that. Do you realize that the federal income tax that is paid by each of those employees on their paycheck, half of that money comes from the employer.
Right.
Half of that money. And
and that's what killed me. He misses so many opportunities to stand up for himself.
Okay. Then he paid state tax. How many properties does this man own? Billions and billions of dollars in properties
that he pays property
taxes on. How many? We can go down the line. How many company
just
vehicles?
Business tax.
Company vehicles does he own that he buys tags for? That he puts fuel in?
Well, I think
pays millions of dollars in taxes.
And another thing that he didn't bring up, and I forget, it was $5 million. I think was what he recently raised for military foundation of some sort.
Right.
He didn't mention that. And when she said, "Oh, well, our teachers in the military," he's learning, but he's learning slow. And the fact that his team is not helping him along, hey, don't miss this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity. When she says this, you say that. He's learning slowly. But, got to give him credit. He is learning. I mean,
he definitely did better this debate than
absolutely.
Definitely. But, I mean, when you look at, missed opportunities, but, I mean, anybody that has any business sense about them knows, what do you do to businesses to create jobs? You cut taxes.
Yeah.
Because when you cut business
that's another thing. He kept saying, I'm cutting taxes, and she'd come back and say raising taxes. He's raising taxes.
When you cut taxes on businesses, they hire people.
Oh, yeah.
They create jobs.
I mean, what happened when they raised the federal minimum wage in some of these states to $15 an hour?
Yeah.
People lost a job.
Well, exactly. And so, but I mean, it's a known fact that if you cut business tax, they hire people. And that's a known fact. And it's been that way for years. So where, you got Obama out here saying it and Hillary saying, no, we want to create jobs. We want to create jobs. Well, you do that by cutting taxes. You don't do that by.
Well, and everything they say, that like the free college and all this stuff, none of that stuff's free, folks. Us working people have to pay for it. When they were hammering about Obamacare and she said, well, he's going to tell you he's going to do away with it. Absolutely correct. Do away with it.
Yeah. I
mean, there is no trying to fix that.
First of all, it's not the government's job to provide health care for people. Sorry.
Nope.
Okay. If you want
insurance, get a job.
Number one. But if there are problems, and there's no doubt in my mind that there are problems with the insurance companies. And, I wouldn't go so far as to say the medical side of it, but the insurance companies, I can tell you story after story.
I'm going to have to pull a Trump Pence on you. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think the medical side definitely has a problem when they're charging $8 and $10 and up for an aspirin.
Well, I'm not talking about the hospital. I'm talking about the doctors themselves.
Well, the doctors themselves, some of the stuff as well, from being in a business, that they bill insurance companies at a different rate than they bill you and I. Now, while I can appreciate that, thank God they don't bill us the same thing they bill the insurance companies.
But I've had a doctor. I went into a doctor's office with my son. He broke his leg, and I go to this doctor at Scottish Rite here in Atlanta, and this doctor says, "You don't have any insurance." No, I'm self-employed. And he, out of the goodness of his heart, charged us not to cast, not to x-ray, not to do anything. It was like $1,100 bill.
Right.
He wrote everything off and charged us for like $75 for an office visit because we didn't have insurance. Great guy. But he's probably one of just a few. But insurance companies, when you have insurance companies out there deciding what they will and will not pay for. No. If I pay insurance, you should not. What happens if I just call you up and said, you know what, I'm not going to pay for the insurance this month? Oh, you ain't gonna have it. So we need to stop.
But that's the same. And to what your point is, that's the same with auto insurance. They don't tell you, oh, we're not paying if you had a wreck in the right front, but we'll pay you in the left front. I mean,
a guy right now
it's insurance.
A guy had and I'll call him out. Allstate, 27 years. This man had Allstate, never filed one claim with Allstate. His wife had an accident. It was like $7,000 worth of damage. They paid the claim, but they immediately canceled his insurance. He paid 27. That ought to be illegal.
That should be totally against the law.
Because he paid 27 years. How much money did he pay them in 27 years? They had to pay back $7,000 of that, and then it's legal for them just to, sorry, you're gone. See you later.
There's a lot of things, even with car insurance. I get ticked off the same way you do. If you don't use it for 10 years, you're still paying it every year. At some point, you would say, okay, well, I haven't used it in 5 years, and they have the accident forgiveness plan. That's so minimal.
Yeah.
That doesn't do crap, but the minute you have an accident, not only do they raise it to where it was, they add on to it,
Prime example. We went to Texas a few years back. My car got broken into. Call the auto insurance. Oh, well, we don't, contents that are stolen out of the vehicle fall under your homeowners. So we had to call our homeowners.
Right.
Number one, our homeowners went up to the point and stayed up because now we are high risk.
Because you got broke into, your high risk?
Exactly. Oh. Number one, we were classified as high risk. So our insurance went up. The $3,000 that we did claim, we paid back double above what we were paying. It went up that much. And we just now, and that's been, let's see, 6-7 years ago. We just now got out of the high risk bracket. So our insurance has just now came back down. So we paid back the $3,000. It was a loan.
Right.
It was a loan. That's all it was. Because we paid it back because they
jacked your rate up. Yeah.
And, it ought to be illegal. Sorry.
I agree. And that goes
back to the lobbyist.
Right.
Here you go. Right here. Why do they get away with it? Because they're damn lobbyists are standing up there padding the pockets of these politicians, and the politicians allow it to happen. It ought to be made illegal.
Well, and that goes back to I know we said we're just going to talk about the debate, but you bring up some good points. That goes back to the fact of where federal government and state government, as far as insurance. Now, one thing that I do agree with Trump on when he's talking about the state lines on health care, I believe in that being done away with. I still think that every state should be able to oversee what happens in their state because that's what we pay them their salaries for.
Absolutely.
That's why we pay taxes. But when you do away with that line that he's talking about, it does allow insurance agencies to compete on the national level. And I mean, look how many states you see pop up, so-and-so insurance company pulls out of this state and out of that state because they're fed up with Obamacare.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's open up across state lines. You want to see insurance prices drop?
Oh yeah. But here's the thing, the insurance companies that are pulling out of those states, why they're pulling out of those states with Obamacare? Because they're having to pay so much because of Obamacare. Absolutely. If you look at the states they pull out of, you would probably find, and I say probably, I'm challenging people to look it up. I already have, but I'm saying probably find that the unemployment rate in those states is excessively high. Hence, they're paying a lot out in insurance. I mean, people that don't have to work for insurance and go pay all that money, just like they used to go to the emergency room all the time. They would run right in there. They didn't care. They didn't have insurance. You're going to see me. It didn't matter. So, yeah, I think the whole insurance programs definitely need some refinement.
Oh, yeah.
I think Trump definitely is on the right path. Hillary, all she's going to do is put more money in her bank account. here's the thing, and we talked about this before, and it was brought up. Oh man, I wish I could remember who brought it. It's hard to keep up because we watch so many news people talk about stuff. But it was brought up that how could she walk out of the White House, which you and I've talked about this before. They claim to be dead broke, and within a couple of years, they're worth $250 million.
$250 million.
B with a billion with a B. I mean, I can't even fathom that kind of money. I mean,
if you're dead broke, and how long has he been out of office now? Let's see, 16 years he's been out. I wished I could make $250 million in 16 years. You
won't make that kind of money in a lifetime.
I won't make. I won't make a million.
We all choose our paths, and that's fine. But these guys are crooks. Bottom line, I mean, as you see on the screen right here, a good friend of ours and another Angry American posted that MSNBC intelligence expert. Okay, there's another contradiction in term. That WikiLeaks has released falsified emails, not really from Hillary. I say, let's get a fact checker on that because
wait a minute, we got a fact checker on her website.
Yeah, oh yeah, we should check her fact checker. I bet her fact checker would be right on the money. Yeah, I didn't
probably part of Snoop's.
Yeah, I don't know that whole thing, and a lot of people put. Faith in Snoops or whoever you want to call them. Yeah, but they're a liberal husband and wife team. That's all they are. Exactly. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that. They think they're actually an organization of people.
No,
they're no more than common liberals.
Well, I'm gonna jump back just a second. Because we were talking about state lines. All right, what happens if you have multiple vehicles on your auto policy?
You get a discount. Yeah.
Okay. What happens if you have 2 homes? Do you get a discount?
Get a discount.
Sure you do. The problem is, what if you own one in Georgia and one in Alabama? You have to get 2 different policies under 2 different insurance agents.
Which is bogus.
You don't get that discount.
Yeah, that's bogus. And that's why I say they should do away with the state lines, allow insurance companies, whether it's medical, homeowners or car or whatever, and just...
You want to see the price of insurance go down? Open it up across state lines.
Yeah, it would absolutely do it. I mean, there's no question about that.
But they fight it because they've got money.
It's gonna rumble their apple cart.
They fight it because they've got money and they can go up here and they pay these people off. Just like you got George Soros putting money in her pocket.
That's another dude. I can't understand why people aren't attacking this dude because, I mean, I know he's got money, but the dude is behind so much illegal activity.
How many countries has he taken down? How many countries? Yeah. Look it up.
Well, and here's the thing. You mentioned countries. It's pretty, I don't know. I'm not going to say ironic because it's really stupid of her because she's building a very negative, and when I say she, I'm talking Hillary, of course, deal with us in Russia. She keeps throwing up Trump in Russia, trying to assimilate him being in cahoots with them, but yet she is getting another large nation, which used to be, once our largest enemy, once our largest ally. Now we've got China and everybody else in the mix. But what has she done? She's done nothing but piss Putin off. And, Putin, if he grabs her by the hoo-ha, it ain't going to be for fun. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's going to reach up and pull her throat out,
Yeah.
And
she's headed that direction.
Yeah, I mean, she's pushing us in that direction.
I read something, and I haven't had a chance to fact check it. Of course, it's going to be hard to fact check anyway. But that he said that if she gets elected, that it's going to be war.
Yeah, I actually heard that too. And just the other day, it might have been a week by now. Time flies when you're having fun. But they put over Syria a no-fly zone. And basically, she's trying to say that he's baiting us into war. I don't know. We put up no-fly zones. They're over there. They're in war. They are fighting ISIS. And, that's something that Trump is very adamant about. He did make a ballsy statement, and he has said some stupid stuff to hurt himself. The fact that he said he knew more than the generals was a stupid, stupid statement. He's an arrogant SOB. But you know what? You got to have cojones to step up and take control of the ball. Now, that was a stupid statement, but he has also since sort of rescinded that stupidity by saying that he's got all these generals behind him and that he will listen to them. So you know, at least, you know,
I understand what he was trying to say.
oh, I do too. Now the liberals blew it out of proportion,
yeah,
but
well,
you know,
number one, and number two, you know, he's what he was trying to say, and the way it came out was two different things.
well, it's like us trying to say what we want to say without cussing.
And
It's really tough to do. And we do that for our listeners, you know, because we know that we want you to be able to spend time with your family and listen to us. We don't want you to be boxed away where you got to get the kids to leave the room. We try to make this is by no means a family show. This is about what pisses America off. This is what we want to make our country great. And yeah, we get passionate about it, but we try to do it without getting vulgar about it. And that's tough because as adults, the people that we all hang around with are adults, and profanity is pretty much the norm. I mean, the F-bomb, the F word, whatever is no big deal. I mean, unfortunately,
not if you're Hillary.
Well, yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, let's be realistic about it. You got 10, 11-year-old kids saying it now.
Oh yeah.
It's commonplace, unfortunately. You know, I don't know what the answer to that. I'm not going to delve into that because it is vulgarity, but it's commonplace. But we're trying to take that out of our show, and we, you know, we hope you guys appreciate the difficulty that we have expressing our patriotism through on the airwaves, and not just get up and to say cuss like a sailor is an understatement.
Whatever. Well, and you know, they don't know it. You and I both know it. We did talk about that very thing. You and I had a lengthy conversation about, you know, trying to really make it more family oriented, where you didn't have to worry about riding down the road in the car and listening and go, oh God, we can't let the kids hear this. So, you know, that we are trying to go that route, and
we want to help educate, you know, the millennials, even though they're really tough to do. But you know, I mean, I come from a Christian background. You come from a Christian background. I mean, we respect other people, which the left, you know, is not going to do. And could we get on here and cuss like crazy? And could the show be absolutely crazy and us bouncing off the walls and, you know, slinging mud? Yeah, we could, but we try to give a perspective that's respectable.
Well, you know? and you know, that's something I've always done. Yeah, you know, I am Christian, and I'm not a perfect one by any means, but you know, if I see the preacher, I'm not going to go out and cuss in front of him just out of respect.
Right.
Not that I care that he knows that I may say a cuss word, but you know, and my kids listen to the show.
Right, we got a caller. Hold on that thought, Tin Man. If I can get this phone to operate.
Yeah, good luck.
Hello, you're on the air with Highway Jack and the newly acclaimed Tin Man, Angry American.
Good evening, Tin Man and Highway Jack, Bronx Barbie.
Oh, it's Bobby from the Bronx.
Yes. How are you guys doing?
Oh, you know, we're hanging stuff. We're talking about trying to not talk like New Yorkers.
Well, you're doing a splendid job so far.
You know, I've worked with companies that from up in your part of the country, and forget about it is not what they say most commonly. It does start with an F, but it's not forget about it.
We drop F-bombs like punctuation over here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. So what's on your angry American mind tonight?
Right now, absolutely. I wanted to chime in about the whole debates, and
we're not talking about the debates tonight.
You're not talking about the debates tonight?
We canceled that show.
Have we beaten the dead horse?
Oh, we're gonna whip that horse till it's just in the ground. So bring it on. What you got on your brain?
It's dead, but we're still kicking it.
I was having this discussion with several people, and one thing that we did say is that, yes, this time around for this debate, Trump was a lot more polished and a lot more poised than he was in the first one, because, you know, like all of us, we want to believe in him. We want to believe that, you know, he's going to do right by us Americans. And unfortunately, I think he kind of dropped the ball on the first debate. But this time around, I think that he was a lot more polished and poised. That means a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Although he, you know, that he was criticized for that kind of scowl look he has, but I gotta say that's Trump.
That's Trump.
You know,
that's always been Trump.
You know,
but you know, I looked at the
unless he's grabbing a hoo-ha.
I looked at the first debate and I looked at the second one, and my first thought was, I mean, you think back to when your kids started playing little league ball. The first time they went on the football field or the baseball field, they stood there like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, well,
he's not a politician.
But, you know,
he's not a politician.
He's not a politician, but I do have a question for little Miss Barbie here. Obviously, being a female, you've heard what Trump said. You've heard it verbatim, time and time again, probably. And candidly, what's your thoughts on it?
My thought is that Trump, although he talks the big talk and he is a cavalier individual, yes, he wants to get Cooter left, right, and center, and he's going to exchange that kind of answer. Just
a Yankee said Cooter.
I said Cooter. I sure did.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting you, young lady. Go right ahead.
But you know what? I agree that it was just banter. I don't think that he actually would follow through with doing anything of that sort. And if he did, where are these women that are alleging that he did these incidents?
Well, I think he would follow. There's no question he would follow. There's no question he would follow through given the opportunity. I say that without him being a married man. I'm going to leave his fidelity out of it because he hasn't been proven differently.
Right.
But given a man, I mean, yeah, he would take that up. But to what you're saying, thankfully we got a woman on the phone that's got some brains about what the world, how it really spins, and men talk like that. I mean, and we've said tonight, I don't know if you've been listening the whole time, but we've said women talk as bad or worse.
Oh yes, indeed we do. But my thing is that if he has allegedly done all of these things, grab women by the cooter and, everything else, where are these women that are, likely to press charges if that is sexual assault?
Well, see, but he didn't. But that's my whole thing with the whole verbiage. He never said that he was going around doing that. He simply said that being famous, they would allow you to do that. He didn't say he was going around doing it. Just like the liberal clip I played earlier, they're trying to say that he committed rape. He never, ever said.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, and when he said he wanted to put a Tic Tac in his mouth in case he kissed her, so, I mean, she would probably be thankful of that.
She'd probably appreciate that one.
At least he's concerned about fresh breath.
Yeah. Well, and I think, what do you think about his apology? Was it sincere or was it political?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I said, what did you think about his apology? Did you think it was sincere or just political?
I think that as a man that has daughters, he probably realizes that that's not quite the image that he wants to set forth. It was a sincere apology, and I think that it's just the timing of the release of everything was just way too calculated. So,
well, it was calculated by his own party.
They're just playing dirty politics at this point.
The sad part is it was calculated by his own party. That's the sad part about it.
Mm-hmm.
They have been out to get him from the word go, and they're not going to stop. They don't want Trump in there because he's not establishment. Sorry.
Well, it's nice to hear that we have women out there that actually are smart enough to realize that men, we talk dirty. We say vulgar things,
Do
we. I own it.
I mean, do we always do it to degrade women? No.
It's not meant to be degrading, and I don't think if you were to talk about a male's parts, were you be saying it to be degrading, or are you just saying? I mean, you're just saying it. I would presume, right?
Yeah, we just we shoot the breeze and we speak as brutally honest as possible. So it is what it is. It's human nature. So I'm not completely shunning him for those actions or what he spoke of. Because was it actual proven action? No, it was just talk. So.
Well, and I'm curious how they got that.
If we throw Bill Clinton under the bus, now do you really want to raise this in the White House? I mean, it goes back to that conversation.
Unlike Slick Willie, who actually did it.
Yeah, several times over.
Oh yeah.
And Hillary, who put a 12-year-old through total hell. Without there is no other word to say. That woman was just as a 12-year-old child. And had been raped.
As a 12-year-old, you shouldn't have to victimize the victim, and that's exactly what that poor child went through.
But see, to that point, to what you just said, what does Hillary promote? She promotes that she is out there to help women, and she even had a commercial that promoted the fact that if you'd been raped, not to be quiet about it, and that's what just, oh man, that just burns me up.
Mm-hmm.
I said all that. All you can say is
her whole campaign is just dirty. Her whole entire campaign is dirty.
She's a compulsive liar. We know that, and that's all.
We
she's
all
ever
know
gonna,
that.
That's what she's going to do. I mean, it doesn't matter. She talks out of both sides of her mouth. I mean, that she's Hillary. That's a given.
And what about what she said about having one political opinion and then having a separate opinion for private?
No, that was Abraham Lincoln she was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well,
she talks out of both sides of her mouth.
Well, and we talked about that earlier, and that's exactly the truth. And people let her slide on that, and liberals look the other way, and that's just, I don't know. Let me ask you, no,
you got to call her to the carpet for that.
Yeah, but
it doesn't do any good because
they don't. They're not going to
listen.
What is the status like? Because I think I mentioned that we broadcast from Atlanta, and we're obviously in a different climate than where you're at up in the Northeast. What is the consensus in your area per se about Trump? Is it are you in a more liberal area or a conservative area or in the middle, or how is your area?
I'm surrounded by Democrats, unfortunately.
And
I'm surrounded by Democrats that love to take what they can from the system. So I'm in a bad spot. So usually in public, I have to keep my political views to myself.
Well, but when you say, let me ask you this: when you say, and this, I'm going to lead. This leads to a very valid point, and hopefully you don't find out where I'm going before I finish. But you say in public, or are you saying while you're at work?
While I'm at work.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
And that's what Kaepernick and the rest of those fools in the NFL need to do. They're at work. They need to stop with this allegiance stuff.
Well, why would they? It's promoted there.
Well, yeah, but it's unfortunate. But it's not that we lead a double life. It's just you have to be professional about
exactly
where you're at.
Well, when you're boss.
Because my political viewpoints have nothing to do with how I do my job.
Okay, keep that thought in mind for a minute. When Trump made those statements, or the statement as it is right now, was he being presidential? Was he trying to run for office, or was he doing any of that? No. So,
everything she's done while she's been in politics.
Exactly. That's where I was going. She has done it while serving us, we the people, and we are allowing her to continue to do that kind of stuff.
It's unfortunate.
No, we're not allowing her.
I wish more people would just open up their eyes and wake up.
That's true. We're not, and hopefully you can turn some of those Democrats into some smarter people up there.
Yeah, good luck.
Hopefully. Can't push a cart sideways, though.
Good luck with that. You can. You just have to roll it over.
Yeah, just do like Trump does and turn it over. Well, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else on your northeastern brain you want to share with us?
No, I'm actually in the middle of doing something, so I just thought I would take a quick moment to call in, guys. Great show, and love what you're doing, and keep it up.
Well, we do appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much, and you enjoy the rest of your evening, and we're going to get close to wrapping this puppy up.
All right, have a great evening, guys.
You too. Thanks so much.
Is that another caller?
All right, boys and girls, that's pretty much we have gone over and over, and we do appreciate you spending your Tuesdays with us. No question about it. It's been a great show. We've touched on everything that we could debate-wise, and we said we were going to do that tonight. Normally we bounce around topic to topic, but I think we kind of hammered her pretty good, her being Hillary.
That's a thought I don't want.
That verbiage could be taken so out of context. I don't even want to go there. Stop. Do not collaborate. Do not listen.
Just
no way.
I don't want to know what you're hammering.
No, that your idea of hammering. Mine was like, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna quit.
Stop.
All right. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Check us out, Angry American Show, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Tomorrow night, the Guru's rocking it out. Thursday night, Ladies Talk. Friday night, I don't know if Mike's doing an 80s show. And then, of course, Military Mike is on Monday and every day during the week. Be sure and check out the Funny Bunch, the Crazy Crew, the Just for Fun crew in the morning. I don't even know. They kick it off at 7:30 whenever Scotty decides to roll
whenever he rolls out of the bed.
I mean, he's got it made. What can you say?
Yeah,
He's living the dream, right?
Yeah, he's become the big dog.
All right, boys and girls, thanks again so much. Hope you had a great evening with us. We had fun with you guys. We'll check you out next time around when you call in like you did tonight. Thanks so much. So Highway Jack and the Tin Man, the newly named Tin Man, we're going to call it a night. Angry American Show. Thanks so much. God bless you. God bless this great country of America.
Mike's pictures of Hillary Clinton in our studio last night.
I saw that he had
Still,
yeah.